This is Mike Fallon with Six Cents, and today I am joined with Brad Jones, the Cinema Snob, and today we're going to be talking about Jesus Bro, which just this past Easter was released to quite a good reception, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's gone over great. It's in terms of people watching it and in terms of reviews too. As far as views go, it definitely it pretty quickly became our most watched movie. And reviews wise, it's been overwhelmingly positive, and both of those things are definitely great things in my book.
When you decided to come up with Jesus Bro, what was the main driving factor behind that story?
Because we'd seen a lot of the movies we were spoofing. We do a series on our website, thecinemasnob.com, where the name of the series is Midnight Screenings, which means we go out and we review all the new movies that are out in theaters, and then right after seeing them, we review them in the car. And more often than not, we're at the Thursday preview screenings for them. So since we do see about everything, that includes the religious films that are out there, stuff like God's Not Dead and War Room and Old Fashioned and things like that. And having seen a lot of those movies, you pick up on a lot of the cliches and the tropes of them. And after God's Not Dead, they started becoming a bit more mainstream. War Room was #1 at the box office on one particular weekend. So there was an episode of Midnight Screenings where we were kind of joking about the fact that since we picked up on so many tropes of these movies, it would be fun at this point to do a parody film of those movies. And it kind of started out as this throwaway comment in one of the episodes, and then it became a movie. I actually sat down and wrote out an outline, wrote out some notes and different things that we could spoof and satirize in terms of these religious films, many of them not the most well-made movies in the world, not the most well-acted, and the messages of them can a lot of times be very much the opposite of Christianity, honestly. The movies have, a lot of them have a very big persecution complex to them. They're very black and white. Either you are a person of faith, and if you're not, you like beat your wife or something like that, or you're just verbally abusive and a terrible person. So that's really what we wanted to do with this film is really is to tell our own story, but really poke fun at a lot of the cliches of these movies.
Since PureFlix films kind of have a staple of their main villain, which is usually an atheist, and they portray them in such a outlandish fashion, how do you parody something that is almost a parody in of itself?
It was easy with Jesus Bro because I took a pre-existing character from my website. We did a show about 3-4 years ago called The Reviewers, which was about a group of internet reviewers. It was a fictitious scripted series, and there was a character in there that was an internet troll named the Rickhead. And when I was taking notes for Jesus Bro, the personality traits that I had for the character that I wanted in Jesus Bro were basically the Rickhead, like this popular atheist internet personality. And I was like, well, I've technically already got a character like that, so I'll just make the main character in Jesus Bro the Rickhead character from The Viewers. And with that being said, like, you don't need to have seen The Reviewers to see Jesus Bro. You don't need to have ever even heard of it. It just kind of happens to involve a character from that series. So that was fun to do because you're writing in the case of Jesus Bro this very popular internet atheist, and it's writing it in a way that a PureFlix movie would write it. So he's very two-dimensionally evil and condescending and arrogant to the point to where it's like, I don't know how this person would function in society, which is what some PureFlix movies do, whether it's like Old Fashioned, where the lead character might as well be Norman Bates, or God's Not Dead, about the evil atheist professor played by Kevin Sorbo, who just like trash talks his wife when he finds out she's religious, and by the end it turns out, oh, he just hates God because his mom died years ago. Like, so it was really fun to play up those caricatures, and that's what writing the Rickhead character was. It was very much writing a caricature.
When you're writing for all the other supporting characters, do you have a particular person that you worked with in the past in mind when you're writing them, or do you just cast it after the fact?
No, I certainly. When I was writing Jesus Bro, obviously I knew I wanted David Gobble to be the lead because he did previously played that character before. And yeah, that makes it a lot easier when you have a specific person in mind for a part, like, because you can certainly you can see their performance in your head as you're writing it, and you know what their tics are, and you know how good their comedic timing is, So when I was writing the script, yes, I had like Farhad Muhammad in mind for the Carlos character. I had Doug Walker in mind for the Tubinsky twins. I had myself in mind for the Willie Whitehead character. So I kind of know what my strengths are and my delivery and stuff like that. So I'm writing these lines knowing how I could say them well. Same with the other actors in the movie. And obviously Rob Walker, who plays Santa Christ in the film, who is Jesus, but he's Jesus in the form of a Jesus Christ Santa Claus hybrid. And that's also a pre-existing character from channelawesome.com. So it's easy to write it in that sense because you kind of already know what their voices are in terms of the characters. So that wasn't hard at all.
Since you do have some staples from the Channel Awesome family, would newcomers have to see some of the other pre-existing videos before seeing Jesus Bro to get a context for them, or do you think they can come in cold turkey and get what's going on with some of those characters?
You can completely come in cold turkey. That's how I've written stuff in the past too that involves pre-existing characters. A few years ago I did the Cinema Snob movie, which was a movie version of a character I played for a lot of years now on my website, and that too was written in a way that someone could come in cold. That's just how I prefer writing stuff. I would prefer it that anybody could watch it. Fans and non-fans could watch it and really get something out of it and not be confused. In the case of Santa Christ being in this film, there is context to it. It's explained why there is this Jesus-Santa hybrid in the movie. You could watch this movie and not know at all that the character Santa Christ comes from the internet series The Nostalgia Critic. It's a character that I like. I've always loved the character of Santa Christ. So being able to write a movie that features that character in a big supporting role was not only really, really fun and really cool, but to also make it in a way that, again, you don't have to have heard of channelawesome.com to appreciate these characters or to get the context of them. Same with the fact that it's a parody of all of these Pure Flix movies. Yes, you will get a lot of references if you've seen some of the Pure Flix movies, much in the same way that if you've seen a lot of the Frankenstein movies, you'll get some of the references in Young Frankenstein, but you can still think the movie is very, very funny regardless of that. There's still a lot of laughs to be had regardless if you've seen something like God's Not Dead.
What were some of the challenges of filming Jesus Bro?
For me, not the biggest challenge on my end was getting the Indiegogo campaign out there because this movie was crowdfunded. So it was crowdfunded over a period of 45 days in which we were asking for a $50,000 budget. So getting the word out there and doing like 12-hour live streams and things like that, that was and we did it. We actually went over. I think when it was done we got $55,000. So that was, not that it was hard, but it was a lot of work. It was a lot of promotion and a lot of getting the word out there and stuff like that. In terms of actually making the movie, My job was fairly easy on set. People like our director Ryan Mitchell and also the actors and our crew had it much harder than I did, even though it was an easy shoot and it was a quick shoot. I was on set doing a lot of the behind the scenes footage. I didn't direct this film. The role that I have in the movie was shot in like 2 days. So it was a pretty lax shoot for me because, like I said, my job was fairly easy on set.
Jesus Bro definitely has a cinematic aspect to it. It's shot very well. How was that accomplished?
Yeah, our cinematographer AJ Thomas studied all of these movies, like God's Not Dead, War Room, Old Fashioned, all that. He got a stack of them and studied them down to a T. He got their look down, and he focused on it in such a way that he could perfectly mimic how these movies look. He is the professional cinematographer, so he said to me, he goes, "This is the hardest I've ever had to study for for shooting a movie," because he was like, some of these movies are just hard to sit through. But he got the look down. The movie, not only does the movie look and feel like a Pure Flix movie or a religious movie in general, or at least the kinds that we're parodying. In some cases, it's honestly shot a lot better. Our movie, Jesus Bro, is shot way better than something like, say, God's Club, a Stephen Baldwin movie from a couple of years ago. So they got it down pat. The movie, in terms of how it's edited, how it's shot, even the soundtrack, and the acting as well, and the dialogue, it really is mimicking these films.
When it comes to the distribution of Jesus Bro, do you find that digital distribution is going over better than physical distribution?
Yeah, we put it out for both rental and purchase, and we also have it on DVD too. And a lot more people like the convenience of having a digital download, but there's also a lot of people who still just simply love having physical media. Plus, the DVD has extras as well. There's a lot of extra features on the DVD, and so people will get the DVD because of that. And whenever we're guests at a convention, people like buying the DVD so we can autograph it. Physical media is certainly nice to have in terms of when we do convention appearances. They go over really well on there. But yeah, a lot of people have rented the movie. A lot of people have digitally purchased it. And plus, doing it like that, we got feedback on the movie really quickly because, they didn't have to wait for the DVD to come in the mail and then to watch it and then to review it. Within a day or two, we started seeing reviews of the movie pop up. And that was nice. That was nice to get really, really quick feedback on the film.
How was your audience interaction at C2E2?
Great. We actually sold out of the movie. We sold out of the movie on Saturday, and it went over fantastic. And it certainly helped that we had not only myself there, but some of the other cast as well, the Channel Awesome crew like Doug Walker, Robert Walker, Farhad Muhammad, Malcolm Ray, and Tamara Chambers. We were all there, and we were all there signing copies of it and taking pictures and things like that. And like I said, it sold out Saturday afternoon. And after that, I started selling like digital downloads of it, and even that went over really well. It's by far the most successful movie that we've made so far.
Since you're having such a good reception to it, do you think you'll do a panel at an upcoming con for it?
Yeah, if I sign up for one, certainly. I know I've got Indie PopCon coming up in, I think, July is when that is in Indiana, and there's Wizard World Chicago that is in August. I believe we're going to get signed up for that. So yeah, we've done panels at Wizard World before, at Wizard World conventions before, and yeah, I would love to sign up for a panel for this movie. I'm extremely proud of the movie, so I love any chance I get to promote it.
now that it's out and you've had a couple weeks since its release, do you have anything that you would have liked to have changed from what you shot?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I don't know really. Not off the top. I haven't really thought about that. Not off the top of my head. There were some things in the script that it would have been fun to do, but were cut for either time or budget reasons. The original script for the movie, in fact, all the drafts of the script for the movie had like a final dance number in it, kind of like the finale of Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas. Unfortunately, it had to be cut for budget and time reasons, and I get it. I totally 100% get why that was cut. But that would have been funny to see. But again, budget and time kind of factored into that. Other than that, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really thought that much about that.
All right, Brad. If people want to get Jesus Bro either through digital or through a physical release, where can they go to get it?
You get it at JesusBroMovie.com. Also,
that's it, just right there?
Yeah, it's at JesusBroMovie.com. Also, there's links to that as well over on my website, thecinemasnob.com.
And if they want to catch some of your reviews of these Pure Flix movies and other religious movies, where can they go for that?
You can go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/StonedGremlinProductions. And also those are on our site as well, which is thecinemasnob.com.
All right, Brad. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to sit down with us over at Little Sixth Sense Media's YouTube channel to speak with us about Jesus Bro, and we hopefully we'll get to see more films from you soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you very much.
All right, Brad.